is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be a 2 looks 1 palette for the month of August. Hopefully I'm actually able to get it up in the month of August. But this month's palette will be my Sigma Ivy. This is probably my, I don't dislike it. If I did, I would declutter it, but this is probably my least favorite Sigma palette. I have 3 because it is kind of just like a hodgepodge of shades. Also, you can see the mess on my nightstand back there. I'm still unpacking. I know it's taking a long time, but I'm still unpacking. But yeah, this is kind of just like random shades. I feel like no, except for maybe the 2 neutral shades in here, no 2 shades in this palette really go together. So it's kind of hard to put a look together using only this palette, and for that reason I just tend not to use it unless it's in a project. But also for that reason, I would like to feature it in this series to try to get more use out of it. Just putting some lotion on my dry hands. I'm using the Ultra Repair Cream. Also, yeah, I have a tiny bit of a different setup right now. If I'm gonna take a picture of what it looks like so you can see the craziness going on. But I promised you in my last video I would have at least some sort of improvement or change, and this is the best I could do. I have a lot to do today, and like also this shadow on my forehead, that's not my bronzer. I didn't just not blend. It's just the shadow that my giant forehead always creates in every video, but now it's like extra pronounced, so try not to look at that. But this is what I'm working with. I like, other than that shadow, I think I like the lighting slightly better, especially for a video where I want you to see my makeup that I'm doing specifically. So yeah, try to focus on my eyes and nowhere else. So for my brushes, I'm using the same brushes I was using in my last video in this series. I haven't washed them since then. Feel free to call the police because that's unacceptable. But anyway, I'm just gonna get started. I'm gonna wipe, I do every day wipe my brushes off very well on a tissue. I just can't be bothered to wash my brushes because all of my stuff to wash them is still packed. But I'm gonna get started. I have not planned out exactly which looks I'm gonna do, but I did in case, so I guess now I kind of have to, in case I wanted to do a warm and a cool tone look, I put a cool tone highlighter in this side and a warm tone highlighter on this side. And then for my lipstick, I have my MAC Paramount lipstick. I love this shade, and I feel like this is a very granny-esque like wine colored shade, but I just love it so much. I love the tone and like the depth and the pigmentation, and Joanne has definitely been getting me into MAC. I've been very tempted. I think I'm gonna get some during the Ulta sale. But I think as always, I'll start with my right side, so that'll be a cool tone look. And I'm thinking of maybe mixing this deep purple and this kind of light pinky shade, kind of just to tone down the depth of this purple so that it's not super deep. And then maybe, I don't know what I'm gonna put on top of it yet. We'll see. I also have this giant mirror. I bought it because it's supposed to be the one that has lights on it, but of course, first of all, the like thing for it, I got it from Marshalls, so I should have expected. This was already broken off, and then even when you put batteries in it, it doesn't work. So I just kept it because I needed a mirror anyway, but I'm so disappointed because I had one of these before and I stepped on it, so it broke. And I've been wanting another one since then, and of course the one that I buy doesn't even work. But let me know how everyone has been. I've just been so on and off again because if you haven't heard, I moved, so, and I've been like super behind, and just also there's dust floating everywhere now. I haven't plugged in either of my air filters, so, but yeah, things have been kind of crazy with me, so I want to catch up with everyone. Let me know what you've been up to, if you've made any major changes in your life. But I'll start with this big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna put this pink shade kind of all over my lid, just kind of like to set it. So this will kind of be like the base shade, but just like this color like barely even shows up on me even when I pack it on. So it's not really meant to show up. Again, I just kind of want it to like tone down the pigmentation of the purple that I'm gonna put on top. And then with this slightly more dense brush, I'm gonna use this purple. Oh, that shade, first of all, I got a ton of fallout. That shade was called Mead, and this deep purple is called Clover. So I'm gonna put Clover kind of just everywhere. Oh, that was still very deep. I'm glad I didn't swirl my brush all around my eye. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take this smaller brush and kind of just blend out the edges of that so that this doesn't end up looking crazy. I am going to like shower and change my makeup, of course, before I go out later because I have a baby shower to go to. I'm so excited. I love baby showers. But I still don't really want to be looking crazy also. So, oh, I was getting too sloppy and I just got some over there. Okay. But also, of course, my mom just announced that she's coming over. So I will have visitors. And she kind of knows, she knows the deal by now, but still. Oh, that's kind of annoying. It's getting kind of like patchy, like it's sticking, even though I set it with like a few layers of that pink shade. Yeah, it's patchy. I don't know, that's never happened before. I've used this shade a few times and yeah, I don't remember that happening. So it's a little bit concerning. I'm just gonna have to unfortunately like build it up there. I didn't want to because I wanted to keep the look lighter, but you know, I'd rather look kind of bold and dark than patchy. And then just putting, sorry, I just am looking down. I'm not even looking at you, but I'm just gonna put this on my lower lash line. Okay, I feel like that's as good as, you can really see how patchy it is. Oh, yeah, you can really see how patchy it is on camera because again, the lighting, like this happens in all of my videos, the lighting kind of just like really exaggerates everything. In person it doesn't, it's not that stark, but yeah, you can tell exactly where the patchiness is on camera. So I'm just gonna stop there and I'm gonna use my, where is it? Can you tell I did not really prepare for this video? I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer, and there's cat fur on my finger. My NYX glitter primer all over my eyelid, and then choose a shimmer to put on my eyelid. Also, like, I just realized my collar has been like all the way up my neck this whole time. I'm literally just in my, this is like my Sunday afternoon clothes. I just had to run to Target to get something for the baby shower that I'm going to later. So these are not fancy clothes by any means. I was gonna use this shade Starlight, and then I remembered this is like more of a satin. It's not really a shimmer or a metallic. Like it looks metallic on my finger because I really built it up, but this is definitely not punchy at all. Then there's the shade Elixir here, but I feel like this is more of kind of like, I don't know, to me this kind of has like yellowy reflex in it and like sparkles. I don't really know, maybe should I put them together? Okay, I think I'm gonna start with the blue and then put some of this on top. So that's what it looks like with just the lighting is just really making this look extra patchy. That's so frustrating, but this is what it looks like with just that shade. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the top of it. I feel like that really toned it down and made it cooler and darker. I kind of really like that. It looks like it's like a deep, like neutral cool shade on my lid, but then when I turn my eye in a certain angle, then you can see the blue shine through. So I like that effect, but I'm gonna move on to this eye now. Wipe off my brushes, my cleaning. Guys, I have a lot to talk about. I'm not gonna talk about it in this video because it will be too long. I think I might just have to do, unfortunately, another, there's more dust, another get ready with me story time-ish video. I don't know. So I'm gonna take this brush. and go into Bourbon, which is that dark brown. Oh my gosh, you guys, I figured it out. Okay, I always mess up in these videos because, I mean, other than my ring light, I'm filming in the dark because I still don't have lighting in this room. I got these shades mixed up and I was like, I swear I don't remember that purple being that deep. Clove is the brown and Bourbon is the purple. And I'm sure you can see it a little bit better in this lighting, but I totally switched them. So you know what? I actually have nothing to say because why am I like this all the time? I'm actually so frustrated with myself. Not that it's a big deal, because it's literally just makeup and it's literally just a little video that my subscribers are gonna see, not the whole world, but like I always do this. So I didn't even need to put 2 different highlighters on my face, clearly. I'm going to use this shade Inspire, which is kind of like, at this point I don't trust myself to describe colors, but I would say that's like a slightly warm type gold. I don't know. Again, I'm just putting my NYX primer on my lids, but I mean, I guess I have to anyway because Sigma, like all the shimmers in this palette are the dry Sigma formula rather than the creamy, like metallic Sigma formula. But I'm literally gonna take this off right after I finish, well actually right after I finish eating, because right before I started preparing for this video, see, this is why I like am so bad. Right before this video I ordered Chipotle as always, and then I forgot. I like pretty much immediately forgot that I ordered Chipotle, and then I started doing my makeup for this video, and then as soon as I finished and was about to film, or like getting my filming equipment out, I got a notification that my dasher was here. I think I'm gonna put, since like these looks are kind of mismatched with like the cools and warm shades mixed together, I'm just gonna use this shade called Macaron and use it as my inner corner highlight for both eyes. But it is like a yellow toned shade, so I was only gonna use it with a warm tone look, but it is what it is. This is probably, I would say that this is my favorite shade in this palette, but it's like pretty hard for me to not like an inner corner shadow, to be honest, so I didn't really have to do much work. I also do like this palette for the navy blue here because I'm pretty sure, I think this might be the only matte navy blue in my entire collection at this point. So I would, like, I do like the palette for that, even though I bought this palette for the shade because I thought it was an emerald green and then it wasn't. But other than that, I feel like because that brown was so patchy, and I know that brown used to be so good because I would reach into this palette specifically for this shade. This was, and like is my, except for in my Melt Mary Jane, this is my deepest matte brown in my collection. But now that it's patchy, I might try it one more time before I actually declutter this, but I feel like now there are just more cons than pros in this palette. So I don't want you to think that I like hate these looks or anything, or I'm not trying to be negative, just my thought process. I'm kind of glad that I chose this palette. I was originally going to do a different Sigma palette for this video, and then I was like, I need to pull out Ivy. Maybe I was meant to, so that I could really try this palette out again. I'm gonna put on eyeliner and mascara and be right back. Here's the final look. So I mean, I don't hate them. Of course, I'm the one who messed up, so most of it's my fault except for that patchy dark brown. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I also changed my lipstick because I felt like it was a bit much with that lipstick. I used my Urban Decay Vice lipstick in the shade 1993. This is the first time I'm using it on my lips. I just got it maybe like 2 months ago max. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be, especially with the lighting. I like it though. I feel like this would be a really good everyday brown. Okay, my mom just got here. You'll probably hear her in the background. Hopefully I have the looks on the screen, but this is my Sigma Ivy. I'll come back at some point and let you know what I do with this, but that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.